Hello everyone, I'm all the way live at Jaya ma'am's house, and this is our first session of Dhago Ki Duniya. And thank you so much, ma'am, for inviting us for this session and being such a motivating and inspiring person in the sector of handloom and helping us bring more awareness to the people. How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine, thank you very much. I'm honored to be the first of your sessions. I wish you well in your project and welcome.
Okay, so my first question to you is what is the vision behind opening a mela for people to enjoy handloom in Delhi?
It's not just Delhi, it's all over the country, in fact. I started many years ago when a group of us felt that we needed to bring the craftspeople to cities where the money was and where the people did not know those who actually made it. There would be middlemen who would cheat the craftsperson by giving them very little, selling them for a higher price. So, by eliminating that and bringing the maker to the buyer, we were able to also make them understand what was the tastes of the different places they went to. So there would be different clientele in Tirupati or Mumbai or Delhi or Coimbatore, for instance. Everyone, somebody likes silver, somebody likes gold, somebody likes silk, somebody likes cotton. So it was a way of educating the craftsperson as well as the customer directly without any intervention. And they would get a fair price also.
That was great. What can India give to the world in an era of fast change?
Fast change is a ridiculous prospect. I think, everybody wants something in a hurry, pre digested, pre cooked, pre everything. But actually, you can't also, with the same breath, talk about sustainability. Sustainability is really going slow, reuse, renew, and you need for that natural organic materials which take their time. If you have a natural dye in your clothing, it's much better for your health. And what is the hurry in rushing through and throwing something away? We worry about garbage collection and then we create the waste ourselves. So the only way of making sense of the word sustainability is also to let nature take its process. Let the winds and the water and the sunshine get the cloth textile ready. Let the weaver bring out his entire skill with the mind and concentration, not thinking about how much money he's going to earn at the end of the day. When you put your mind into a long term process, you can also charge much more. There are people who, for silly brand name design, will pay thousands of rupees for a little hand clutch bag, but they will argue with a handloom weaver who has woven a shawl uh, totally by hand, and for something that's 600 rupees, they will argue that it should be 400. But you wouldn't bargain for a lipstick in a mall. So it's a question of a lack of understanding, imbalance, and recognizing also that long term heritage skills to be preserved also need an ecosystem of values and of understanding what sustainability really means.
So, does dedicating just one day, that is 7th of August, for National Handloom Day, is enough to bring awareness and to bring this cause to the world?
It can be an introductory day, but it can't be an end in itself. It's just like Women's Day on 8th March. It's not as if women should only be cared for and noted on that one day. That's the day where the unawakened person should be awakened to the issues where women need self respect and dignity. In the same way, handloom should not be worn only one day and then you go back to synthetics the next day. It means understanding the whole picture behind of the weaver, of the process, of the family, of the heritage, of the livelihood, of the design.
That is true. So, my next question is what challenges do you feel are currently limiting the full potential of handloom sector in India?
Competition is always a challenge, and in that case, the handloom weaver is always at a disadvantage. There is never enough money to back, take for instance, advertising. There is also access to raw material. The bigger demand, the more viable customer, which may be the mill owner or the power loom weaver, they may be more able to buy the yarn. The handloom weaver needs less because his production capacity is not enough. So there is that raw material problem. There is always a problem of finances because they live very simple lives and they are at the lower end of the economic structure of our country. Some weavers are not. Today they have all got out of that because of their enterprise, because of hard work, because of knowing the market. So I'm not saying this of every handloom weaver, but there are these kind of challenges, competition in the marketplace, particularly. For that, we need to educate, particularly people in urban areas and abroad, how special these skills are, how it's only India that has many of these skills. And once they die, you kill a whole heritage. You kill the skill of people who have passed this on from generations. And also, these are wonderful treasures for the whole world to have. It's not just India. But if this whole world is producing something so creative out of their minds and their hands, why should we kill it just for greed or profit or money, or just because a machine can make it better? What do we do with the human being then? So there's a lot of human values that have to be thought of, which are generational and which are civilizational as well.
Great. So, do you have any memorable stories, experience related to handloom and handicrafts that you have had that has, a significant impact on your life?
Well, I think the lifetime of working with them is a big impact. I can't say any one thing is, but if you want to talk specifically about something that has always remained in my mind, I went to this village called Ponduru, which is in Andhra Pradesh, and they make beautiful khadi, and they have been for centuries. Now, there, it's so beautiful to see how a narrow street in the busy times of the day becomes a busy street for everyone. But from 6 in the morning, the weaver will take out and stretch the warp for what he has to weave, and it goes right along the lane. And then they have to stretch it, pull it, tie it, starch it, comb it. All these things have to be done, and it's not the work of just one family. All on that street, on both sides, you will have weavers' families. There will be old ladies spinning on the balcony in the front veranda. You will have little children playing. You will have the wife perhaps weaving inside in the loom. But the stretching and warping needs open air and lots of space. So, what happens? All these other weavers whose job or order it may not be, they all come out and help because you need 6 people. So it is such a lovely community shared activity. They don't ask for any money in the process. They will help this brother, and then when they have work, all these other families will come out. So this community spirit is very beautiful. And because there is this community spirit in a village, nobody hides their design and says copyright, brand, mine, don't look at it, it's only mine. Everyone shares. One person does something well, everyone else will start doing it, and nobody minds. I like this spirit. I think it's always stayed with me.
That was beautiful. So, do you have any last words and any inspirational quote you would like to share for people to be more inclined to handloom or to act for the benefit of the weavers?
I think anyone who is proud of being Indian must make an effort to associate themselves with handloom. Why? Because handloom comes from the hand, but the hand is guided by the mind and the heart. It's also guided by civilizational concepts, ideas, and designs, as I've mentioned before. It also teaches you very many concepts of humanity. And I think for human beings to forget that they're human is probably one of the worst crimes. We are kind when we realize that there are faces and people and lives and lifestyles and livelihoods behind anything that we wear, anything that we eat, in the same way as we must respect our farmer for giving us the food that is on our table. How can we honor the machine? If a machine is just clacking out and the computer is making the design, we are actually demeaning ourselves as human beings because our greatest quality is our mind. That's the only thing that makes us different from animals. So let us honor our minds by honoring humanity, the human spirit, the human skill, human creativity, And it's okay for human beings to create wonderful machines, but they should never displace them. This was what Gandhi said, and that I believe in, that you can't only go back to the bullock cart age. One is not saying that. But what is tough, you can reduce that toughness with a little bit of machinery. But otherwise, let the human's life be in the human being's hand and not in the hands of artificial intelligence or machines that they have no idea of how to control. So that's a lot to think about. It's thinking about the future and it's thinking about where at the present we are and what future do we really want.
Great. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us your time. We are so inspired and such a lovely talk with you. Thank you so much again, and we'll see you again.
Bye.